What up, bro? Can you start over?
All right, we are here live. Talk about it Tuesday. I am Bo Black. With me, as usual, the beautiful Lady G. Lady G, what's going on, baby?
What up, Bo? How you doing? How you doing, baby?
I'm chilling. I see you got a new locale today. What's going on? You got
I'm out here. I'm out here in the jungle, baby. It's hotter than I don't even want to say the words. It's bad out here, but I'm making it.
Yeah.
How you doing over there in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York?
Brooklyn is very good to me today. Brooklyn, I went through hell today.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
I had my phone, I'm not going to get into the whole thing with the phone, but for a week and a half, we talked about the whole phone shit. Finally had to go into the store. Manager wasn't there, but she called the manager and got the shit done after about like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And then I had to run over to another friend, help her out in Flatbush, which is all the way on the other side. Then I got on the wrong damn train going home. The damn 2 and the 5, you know, they changed I think they changed the number on me, man, because I should have said 5 when I got on it.
Oh.
I think they might have changed it to a 2 before they pulled out or some shit like that. Because they're both on the same line, so it don't matter. But anyway, that's all that was going on.
What kind of shit is that? That's a little bit out of order, ain't it?
Nah, you got a couple train lines. You got like the 4, let's see, what's that? The A and the C run the same line. The 4 and the 5 run the same line. Got a couple, some is local, some is express, you know?
Okay.
That's
I'm
all.
just copying these phone numbers so I can put them in the chat for people to try this call feature.
Okay.
Down by your location, good people. Because we have Mr. Anonymous joining us this evening. I don't know if he is back yet.
He's so anonymous. I think he is.
Yes, I'm here tapping in. Peace, world. Ashmusa Ill, Mr. Anonymous. That's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
Even yours.
Peace, peace. So Mr. Anonymous is joining us this evening, y'all. He is with the Landairwaterbureau and just here to really grace us with a wealth of information that we may not be aware of. I personally have seen it work with a close friend, and so I am convinced, but I don't know all of the details or the workings of it. And so we're here to just learn a little more and to upgrade ourselves. So there you go. So let's get with it. Y'all ready?
Yes.
All right. Let me show y'all these little visuals right quick that we got here. Because I want to definitely shout out his website and what they're doing over there as well. So welcome to Talk About It Tuesday. Woo!
Wow.
And we have our usual sponsors. And again, Landairwaterbureau.com is where you can find all the information you need, where you can follow up after to this evening's live cast. And with any questions that you have, you can reach them there. And we will show this again at the end, so you'll get that information again. So again, welcome, Mr. Anonymous. I think we can jump right into it. Landairwater, the acronym itself it represents the word law, which I found to be quite interesting. So how does that tie in with your mission?
That ties in with our mission because that is our planetary position at Earth. Everyday people, unfortunately, haven't been briefed on the concurrent operating jurisdictions that's happening right around them. It's unmutable. It's happening morning, noon, and night. You're inside of a jurisdiction. It follows you like a shadow. And then there's different jurisdictions that operate at each realm. So yes, the law is the land. There's a land jurisdiction. The air, there's an air jurisdiction. And the water, that's the water jurisdiction. And we have to master each of them in this lifetime to complete our mission at Earth. I hear an echo.
So that might be Bo. Is that you?
Yeah, I'm monitoring the live stream on my end. I'll turn it down. My apologies.
All right,
No
no problem.
worries, no worries.
I had to mute my background because these birds is going off over here.
We can't hear them. The birds
Focus, everything, honey, it's going
That's the
down.
air. That's the air jurisdiction.
Good. And we talk about nature. Hello, there we go.
That's right.
IG. Sis, CC Marie wants to know what's the topic. She's a little late. You want to run it by one more time?
Absolutely, CC Marine. We're talking with Mr. Anonymous this evening, and we're talking about the Landairwaterbureau and how we can upgrade our citizenship and look at ways to discharge our debt and any kind of criminal issues that we may face. And so we're trying to learn a little more. I don't know it all. That's why we have him to give us a little bit more of that information, that insight.
Yes. So, I mean, it's so much. So, I mean, y'all can lead whatever the way the question goes, we'll let it flow.
Okay, so Mr. Anonymous, I have one initial question. I know Lady G's got a bunch of questions, more specifically about the Land, Air, and Water Bureau. But I wanted to ask a question on behalf of our fan base and our audience. Why are you anonymous?
I absolutely am not anonymous. In fact, I'm public and I'm private, and that is part of mastering the law. There's two concurrent operating jurisdictions as it relates to your own identity, even to everyone's identity. And every time we look at a $1 that some call a bill, it's two different things happening. That's why it looks like it's two sides, because it is two things happening, and our people disproportionately on the opposite end of the spectrum when we should be on the other side. And it's spooky to a lot of people, and that's why we are out here doing these works to pull back the curtain on some of these truths in the here and now that have been revealed to us, that is happening daily, every day that ends with Y. We're having miraculous results as it relates to matters that deal in law on these subjects.
So one of the questions that one of the G-Spot followers had this week, she was excited, but her work hours are a little weird. She wasn't sure if she could be here, but I told her I promised I'd ask this for her. Have you or are you able to discharge felony convictions?
What is a felony? These words that we're using every day. I just watched this movie, Roman J. Israel, recently. And I think that movie is a perfect depiction on what's happening with our people. And they even had inside of the main character's bedroom, oh no, it was his hallway, a photograph of the prophet Noble Drew Ali, peace be upon him, when he had the revelation that everything that he's been doing all those years was in fiction, in law, and he made a career out of it. And he was on the bottom end of the totem pole, and he talked about legislative revolution for our people. It's non-confrontational. Our remedy is already at law. It's already been written and prepared for us. We've been exercising it in the courtrooms, and we've prepared something that's truly divine for the people.
So this thing that you all have prepared and exercised in the courtrooms, it is legal.
It's actually lawful. So there are different jurisdictions. It's happening. It's like Russian dolls. It's like layers of an onion. And at the epicenter of it is ecclesiastical law that's governing everything, even the natural law. And it comes down, and us being inside of a character that doesn't work for us, a misnomer, these terms that are on our own identification, Black, African American, Negro, colored, what other race of people actually has their nationality change every other generation? Those are corporate brands, they're livestock brands. In fact, for those who are just coming into it, if you want to see what's going on, you look up some of these terms, you'll see a whole nother world happening right around you. Your birth certificate is a bond. If you hold it up to the light, for a lot of people, they'll see that it says surety bond. It's written on banknote paper. It has a commercial value. If you go to websites like gmeiutility.org, and you enter in the social security number, you'll see the securities pop up on the number. It's a world happening. A felony is a commercial charge. That's why they call them charges. They're commercial terms. Courtrooms are bank commercial trading floors. They trade securities and bonds on the debtors. The debtors being the U.S. corporate citizens. In fiction, it automatically has a tax. You divide the national debt by the United States citizen population, it's about $89,000 on the head of every citizen before you get there. You're already guilty before you show up because you got to pay your public debt to society. There's no other choice but to go the other way. You have to be a creditor. But go to that website. Do either of you have a computer nearby? Let's make this real.
I'm thinking we're using them right now, though.
We can make it real. I think I can do that. Just a moment.
Yeah, let's pull this up.
So is there a reference point for these new terms and a definition for the terms that people can see? Because I mean, I count myself a fairly intelligent cat, but you done lost me a couple times.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I want to speak to you specifically. You lead. I'll meet you where you are, because this rabbit hole is so deep. I'm so deep in it, I get lost. But you have to have a way back, and your way back is your true identity. There are people who have been discovering that this whole slave narrative is fiction.
I'm sorry?
The slave narrative?
Be more specific with the slave narrative and it being fiction. I need you to say that in layman's terms.
Okay.
You said that slavery didn't happen?
It didn't happen the way the story's been told.
How did it happen?
This is the greatest mystery of all ages. You have the nationals of a land that have been genetically removed out of history. I'll tell you my own personal journey. I came up like a lot of people. Am I not speaking to what you're saying?
No.
What's your body language?
No, you're not.
What's the question?
The question is, how did it happen?
How did what happen?
Slavery. That's what we told you. You said it did. The narrative didn't happen the way we're told. So tell me what did happen.
What did happen is there were hundreds of years of wars between Moors and the Catholic or British Empire that removed the natives on the planet out of their true positions at Earth.
Where'd they put them?
At the bottom.
And this war happened when and where?
The wars happened all over the world pretty much, where indigenous people were displaced from the land.
This was a concerted effort by the Catholic Church, you said?
Absolutely, and you can verify that at 1303, Pope Boniface III, Unum Sanctum. They put a lien on the souls of men, women, and children.
How can you put a lien on a soul?
It's called a corporate soul. This is how they administrated the planet.
Okay, I'm a non-believer, so you're gonna have to help me out with the soul thing.
Okay, if you look these terms up, that's why I asked if you had a computer nearby.
No, I know what a soul is. I know what a soul is. I'm just saying, how is it that you can legally put a lien on an ethereal thing, a thing that is intangible? It doesn't have any value. You can't even prove that it actually exists. So how can...
I can prove it. I've already proved it. That's
why...
You're
a scientist is still trying to prove it. What did you prove? Where's your proof?
The proof is if you go to gmeiutility.org, listeners, and you enter in the social security number with the dashes, you will see LEIs, legal entity identifiers, corporations world over that are trading on the number.
No, I get what people are doing. What I'm asking is, how is it that one can even do it in the first place? Just because a website says it's being done doesn't mean it's actually being done. So how is it that one can put a lien on a soul?
Because that's how they operate. The world is operating in commerce now in the public.
I'm lost. G, you got this. I'll be right back.
So I honestly, okay, so I've seen it work. So I'm a
Am I
witness.
speaking another language here on this
No,
platform?
not at all. I've seen it work. I'm a witness. It is over our heads. Obviously, you understand this. You have a background in this realm. I'm education, and Bo, you know, he whatever he is. So it is over our heads. Again, we're trying to understand, and Bo obviously does the devil's advocate a little more because he wants to get to the grain and to the root of things.
Okay, let's go. I'm with it.
I'm on your website now, and everybody else that's watching can see it. Do you want to direct us to anything here? Can you see it too, Mr. Anonymous? Are you still here with us, Mr. A?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So we're on the website. Is there anywhere in particular we should navigate to?
Well, the most of our information you'll see on the YouTube channel. It's under Landairwaterbureau. You'll see a lot of the definitions broken down. You'll hear testimonies. You'll see evidence, and it's more catered to who doesn't really know anything that's starting from scratch. Just really trying to figure out the world happening around them.
Right.
But you have to, many are called, chosen are few. This is the red pill, not the blue.
So one of the things that people talk about a lot is that in America, the #1 commodity is human capital. Is that essentially what has been done? They made us.
The #1 commodity is human capital, but more specifically is dealing in your identity. The United States is a bankrupt entity. Your signature has value. The name in all capital letters is actually an entity. It's a corporation. You are unknowingly, unwittingly participating in a system that you have absolutely no clue about as a slave until you take the time out and verify these facts that I'm presenting this evening. If you want to be a slave, that's your decision. God loved you so much, he gave you the opportunity to be a slave.
I don't believe in God, so don't approach me with the deities. Approach me with facts. If you want to sell this to me and people like me, who are probably looking at this with
I'm not trying to sell nothing this evening.
What I'm saying is that you're trying to inform people of a thing, but you have to convince them of a thing. Whether that thing is whatever it is.
I'm not here to.
Why are we here?
I was.
You want to tell people about this, right?
We're here to share information. We're
right,
here.
that's what I'm saying. And what purpose is to share information if people aren't going to take it in? So in order to take it in, you got to sell it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sell nothing. That's not my approach. My approach is to talk about facts.
Yeah, but you got to see, I can call a thing a fact, but where's my proof of the fact?
Well, you have to be willing to investigate. And
I am willing, but that's what I'm asking you. I'm getting a lot of morphisms coming from you when I ask you a question. Red pill, blue pill, rabbit holes and such. I need logic and concise thought.
Okay, well, you need a computer because where are you?
I have a computer, but I'm talking to you.
What are you asking me?
I'm asking you to clarify your position in regular words.
What position?
Why we're here. This thing that you're talking about with the Moors and God and the...
I didn't say more. I didn't say more. And God. You want to talk about God?
No, not really.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
We want to talk
about, but now you're being defensive.
No,
I'm not being defensive.
No, I don't think
so. Open right now. What y'all talking about?
I'm just trying to get you to explain this in different words because the terms that you use probably don't sit well with the audience as much as you think they do.
That's my point. If we walk away with that, I'm settled.
Send somebody over there. We could have just had a website for that.
No, but I think as we talk more, fellas, that we'll learn and understand more. Okay, so we're on the website. I got more questions. These are the services that you offer, Mr. Anonymous. The status ascension is a huge one, but what does that mean? I agree with both to a degree of I had a hard time trying to market it because again, I know it works. I've seen it work, but I don't understand it. And again, that's why we're here. So.
Okay, see, I wasn't aware. See, the people that we deal with are on a different level with knowing how these things are functioning and how to benefit in this world and not be at the bottom
Yeah.
and be enslaved.
And there's a lot of
know
people
that-
that don't look like us that are receiving these services. I understand.
People
Because
from
they're
all over
aware.
the world are receiving these services
Okay.
because that's how the free world is functioning. If you don't know how the free world is functioning, you're enslaved as a debtor. And that's okay for people. And guess what? It's ecclesiastical in nature. So you got to love
Oh,
God.
God.
You got to serve the living God. Ain't no running from that.
There is no God.
How are you here?
My mother fucked my daddy.
He's God.
Who's God?
Your
Thought.
mother did that or your dad?
What? Again, more than Morpheisms. I need proof. You're making the claim of a God? Prove it.
The great spirit.
So what spirit? Tangibly, what is a spirit? Can you prove and show me a spirit? Can I touch a spirit?
Life.
Life?
Yeah.
Explain life.
So what do you think, Bo? You think it's just random or
Yeah.
evolution?
99% of the fucking species that have ever existed on this planet have died. Life has not been the success that we think it is just because we are alone here.
Who says that death is final? I don't know what that means.
No, I didn't say death was final. Death is not final. Death is a transition to another place and plane.
Okay.
It's not heaven and hell either.
Okay, so my question is, how did you arrive at these?
Because all of the people who claim to be masters of religion could never answer my questions about religion. How did I arrive at this conclusion? Is your question?
Yes.
There's no goddamn way I'm going to burn, my so-called soul is going to burn in a real hell. There's so many scientific questions that would destroy the whole idea of hell and heaven. Really?
I don't understand. So
I know you don't understand because you believe. You got to be
nationality?
willing to understand. Just like you
What's your
told me
nationality?
about the Landairwaterbureau. You have to be willing to understand.
Right. What's your nationality?
I'm black as black as black.
Right. So we have a difference of culture, ultimately.
Who is we?
You and
You
him.
and I.
How is that? You're not black?
No, absolutely.
What are you?
I'm Aniyanwea, Moorish American.
Oh my God. All right. Go ahead, G, you got it.
Well, what does that mean, Bo? Why is it, oh my God?
Because everyone wants to either be a Hotep Egyptian or a Moor.
Why is that an issue?
Because, yay, you're black. We're here right now. We got other things to be dealing with than trying to play their game subversively with this damn, playing their game with the courts and the finance. That's their game. They created the rules.
If you rightfully have rights to this land or any land,
I don't want them. You want mine? I want to get out of here.
And your ancestors are of a certain descent, and there have been lies and trickery to change history, why wouldn't you want to know that information? Why wouldn't you even at least be open to it?
I was open in the beginning, but I heard a bunch of fairy tales. I didn't hear logic or sense.
It ain't got to be logical. I'm going to tell you, Bo, you know me, you fuck with me. I've seen it work. I've seen the paperwork. I've seen it.
I get you, baby, but I got to see it.
From a legal standpoint in the courts work. And that's
I got to see it. I understand that, but that's just like somebody telling me they saw a miracle. They said they see a miracle. I get it. I fuck with you. You seen a miracle, but I didn't see it.
Your hat is black, brother. You're not your skin. You're not black.
My heart is black.
Your heart is not black.
My heart is black. And don't tell me what I am, bro. You're a Moor. I'm black. That's it.
Smoker.
Can we? If we moving on, because I'm black. You could be a Moor. I'm gonna be black.
We moving on. So for people, Mr. Anonymous, who may not understand, because obviously it's so entailed, you have the background, you have the education, you've done the research, you know what it takes. For a person who feels like, oh my God, this is just overwhelming, how can you assure them that the process is smooth, or that they can kind of sit back and you handle the business? What, any words of encouragement, information you have from that standpoint?
Man, I know the devil is wicked. I know without knowledge of self, you could convince a giant that he's
Yeah, but then you still talk about knowledge of self, but you're worshiping a deity outside of yourself.
Who does that?
You believe in God, right?
The gavel over there? I thought. I mean,
You believe in God, right?
I
That's
didn't say any of these things. You would seem like you're battling preconceived notions that you didn't hear come from me.
Did you read that before you got here?
Well, here's the thing about God. God can be within, so why does it have to be an external being?
That's crazy.
What's crazy is a grown man believing in God. That's crazy.
I don't believe in God. I am God. I'm arm, leg, arm, head. I am Allah.
Oh, Lord. That sounds like some 5% of shit. Was that 5% of stuff? Is this what this graduated from?
I'm the thought of God made manifest. That's Yamasi.
Sounds like some 5% of stuff. What's today's mathematics, son?
Many similarities in truth.
Oh, boy. They were wrong, too. I laughed at them, too, and I was a kid, didn't know nothing. But I knew that was foolishness.
So,
I wanted to take a crack at that question. You said, how does one find out? Check this out. I came up in my youth, my mother told me we were Blackfoot Indian. I said, Mom, but they say we black. My ID, my school records, oh, that say black. Until I got older and started looking into things and trying to figure out why she would say these things. And I made my way to the Dawes Rolls, which is it's online, the Library of Congress. You can find it in a lot of records, but you can do these searches and put in your ancestors' records, and they made it to the Dawes Rolls, which was the equivalent of the United States Census at the time. And I'm talking about my great-great-grandparents. On these rolls, being first generation removed from land, misnomer, made it to Oklahoma City, where they were rebranded as Cherokee.
You really believe this stuff, don't you?
I don't got to believe nothing. We got the records, and we done been to court. And all of this stuff checks out. I don't have these problems. I don't argue with judges. Why would I argue with you?
You're not arguing. You can't argue with me either.
You talking about things that is nonsensical. I'm talking.
Well, all right. So okay, fine. Ignore me.
I'm
just saying, brother, you got a lot to find out. It'll benefit you greatly.
A question for you, Mr. Anonymous. Does this land belong to other people? Is the United States temporarily on a contract of running and owning?
I'm telling you that these wars between the Moorish Empire, which I am a minister of, yes, the Moorish Empire and the British Empire resulted in what you see written right on the most circulated note on the planet, the $1, Novus Ordo Seclorum. Actually, 100 years of wars between the Moors and the Europeans. They created a system where both were allowed to operate in the public concurrently. Blacks are on the wrong side, banging against themselves, busting windows and marching in the street when the remedy is already written for you. Your ancestors took care of you. They say all you had to do is be yourself, and you don't want to be yourself.
I don't want to be what you think myself is.
No, your grandmother said, your grandfather.
You know what? I disassociated myself from my family. That's not a handle that you can use against me.
Okay, well, question for you, Bo. What do you want to be?
Family.
What do I want to be? What do I want to be?
Yeah.
Me. I don't need labels. I don't need to identify with anything.
I think for me, the way I see this process is removing labels. And it allows you to be you. At least that's the way I understand it. I could be wrong.
What if your grandparents had a trust set up in your name and they said that in order for you to get these millions of dollars?
I'm not moved by money, so I would have said, fuck you.
I'm not just saying millions. It's estate. Your estate is
the I don't care about shit like that.
Okay, well, you can have your hell. That's how much God loves you. You can.
I don't believe in stop with the God stuff when you're talking to me. That doesn't reference me.
I mean, I don't know what you've seen that has you so angry, but it's
angry. You think I'm angry? I'm not angry, but I'm laughing. This is funny to me.
I'm saying there's some beautiful things in life that you turning your back to. If I give you what
I've seen plenty of beauty in my life, son. This is not one of those things that I want to keep looking at.
Why though?
Because it sounds like all the other Hotepery stuff with the sovereign citizen and all this other stuff I've heard over the years. This is nothing new. They're just changing the words and the language a little bit, and the point, and the history, and the stories. I've heard this stuff already.
That doesn't denote the fact that there is some truth to it, because people have changed their statuses. They wouldn't have been able to if it wasn't something there.
But really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
And they show up hard and they get out.
I'm the kind of cat you gotta put it right in my face.
Off. I've seen it happen. We've all seen it on camera. So there's
I don't have to tell
it.
nobody. These people know. They know what's
what
going
we're talking about. We're not talking about the people that know. The point of the show is to inform the people that don't.
I didn't know it was to inform the people that. I mean,
so what do you? What?
It's
You
casual.
didn't tell it? I mean, the point to talk about it Tuesday is to inform our audience.
We're talking about it. Not sell Tuesday. We're not selling.
But what do you mean? Okay, but it's just all right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. So can we continue to talk?
No, you can continue. It's all right. I'm chilling. This is hilarious.
Okay, so anyway, it's not. I think it's very insightful. So what about the men out here? The child support, that's banging. They got all these issues as a result of that. Is there anything that you all do with that?
Absolutely. People got to understand what's going on. What is child support? How does a state get jurisdiction over a baby?
Who said they have jurisdiction over the baby? They have jurisdiction over the father, not the baby.
Not the baby?
No, it's not the baby. It's the father that's being ordered to pay. The child is the point. The child has no control over the child.
Do they not say that they're acting in the best interest of the child?
That does not mean that they are controlling it.
Controlling what, Bo?
The child. That they have no control over the child.
How if they're stepping to the parents telling them to pay?
You make the skip. If you making that reach, show me.
A reach? How is that a reach? If
somebody, I don't understand how you can make that jump from a child support order to control of the child. I don't see it. Show me.
Because they can come in, CPS can come in and take your children whenever.
That's the parent, not child.
What?
Who do you think? Forget it. I've had experience with all of this shit. Child support and CPS.
Yeah, I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side. We don't have those problems.
The parents that get affected. The child, well, a child is going to get taken, going to get affected. But it ain't about the child. It's the negligence or behavior of the parents that is the focus.
You don't own your children. Get over it.
Who owns what child? Who said that? I have 7 children. I own none of them. My son is on his live right now.
And the state can come in and take them whenever they feel like it.
They can take your black ass whenever they feel like it too. You have no rights.
Not true. That don't even make sense.
If the state decide, if any one of them alphabet cats decide they want to come to your crib and take you out your crib out of warrant and put you in one of them dark sites, them black sites all over the country, ain't nothing your Moorish empire can do about it.
That's the black side.
That would be an anomaly. Like, that's kind of rare.
But
yeah, I think he has more rights than we do.
You because you believe him. I don't.
I've seen it. I can't help what I've seen with my own eyes.
Yeah, all right, Sam. But as soon as anybody decides to do something,
I've seen it. I can't stop what I have seen, Bo. I've seen
this
constitutional writing, and I've seen somebody legally get out of a situation that they probably would have did some time for. What the fuck you want me to say? You know, guns involved. Like, I've seen it work. So I'm convinced enough.
I don't know. I mean, what are we talking about? I don't want to talk about convincing people. I want to talk facts. We talk jurisprudence.
Oh, now we're going into legal speak.
Always. That's all it is.
Yeah, because that's the leg you can stand on that I can't match you at. I anticipated this when I found out you were a lawyer.
I'm trying to level up with you. This isn't a
Is that what this is?
No.
I just don't like the whole idea. So I'm going to turn up the whole devil's advocate thing a couple notches.
Okay, well, I'm just here to tell you I love you. God loves you. As soon as you want to be yourself.
I love you too, bro, but this ain't my bag. I love you too, bro, but this ain't my bag. I ain't got no hate for you. And I always antagonize this, say, hey, it's all love. Ain't nothing. I don't have nothing personal against you. I just don't like this shit you talking.
So, Mr. Anonymous, are you selective about the types of court cases that you take on?
We're not even taking on court cases. We're dealing with these matters where they are. Our clients in your territory, okay, wake up in the morning to deposits in their bank account when you take possession over these entities that are in your name. That's how it works. There's no need for anyone to be poor anymore. When you want to be yourself, your ancestors left benefits for you at law.
Poor is a state of mind, bro. Poor is not a financial condition. You can give people money and they'll still be poor. Brother Brian, I don't know if you know.
Yeah, because you don't know this information. That's why.
No, it's not about information. It's about mindset.
It is.
It's not about this information, because this information just put money in. What is it teaching people about being fiscally responsible? People who haven't had money like that before.
You have to be.
How is it happening? How are you affecting change for generational?
I would assume that people of a certain mindset are the only ones that would try to seek these kind of services.
Right, but generationally, what are the Moors doing? I mean, you get.
I'm not here to speak for the Moors. I'm here to speak for Landairwaterbureau.
Okay, well, the Landairwaterbureau, LAW. What LAW doing generationally?
What's generationally? We're dealing in setting up people for their equity that's already there for them.
People that already know?
People who have had experiences to test the
water. So it's not for everybody, right?
It's for those who want to be themselves and wake up.
So it's not for everybody.
Obviously.
Oh.
The society.
Okay. So what good is it?
What good is it?
Some have it. You're just creating a different class.
I'm not creating anything.
Oh my gosh, semantics with the words already, Mr. A.
Are you the police or something? Like, why do
yeah, I'm the word police.
Man, get out of town.
Bo likes to give people a hard time, Mr. A. Don't mind him.
But it don't make sense. It don't seem like it's a real point involved.
Yeah.
Oh, you trying my feelings?
Nah, I'm just saying, what are we talking about? You just here to discredit anything I say?
Yeah, at this point, yes.
Why?
Because I don't like it. It's foolish. It's misinformation.
How do you know that, though?
It's wasted energy. We got to be focused on other shit. This is not going to get everyone, black people, all in all classes and everywhere, anywhere. This is for a select
personal opinion, Bo.
This is just like that other dude we had on the show that was talking about that Maquaba thing.
Opinion, Bo.
He just said that it wasn't for everybody. He just said it wasn't for everybody. We need a collective solution.
That doesn't mean that there aren't other people that want to hear this information. Just because you don't, that don't make that the fucking shit for everybody else.
But yeah, what I'm doing is trying to get more information. You just keep getting mad at me.
I'm not mad at that.
No, not you.
Yeah.
I'm antagonizing so you can get up, get your blood up. But he's really trying to.
I don't have nothing to prove. I told you.
It's not about proof. It's about information. You keep talking about information, but I ain't got none yet. All I got is morphisms.
I don't argue, bro. Why would
I argue? It's not about an argument. If you say something physical, it won't argue.
We've been in and out of courtrooms.
That's supposed to impress me?
We do our business. Our identity checks out. Why would I argue with you?
Checks out with who?
The court.
The court. The same court you say you're trying to disassociate yourself from?
I didn't say that. Why you?
But what's the point of being a sovereign citizen or separate or having all this stuff? What's the point? What did you say?
So what's the point? What's the benefit of doing all this, Mr. A?
Right.
You're legally dead. You're legally dead at law until you do. It's called dead man statutes. Competency to testify. You're legally dead at law. You're non-human.
What does that mean to laymen?
That means you're not a human. You don't have a problem with not being a human?
Okay. So I'm not human because some piece of paper said so.
Because you use it to identify yourself in that room you're in.
So when I was born, who I am as a human being means nothing until a piece of paper says so?
Until you contracted yourself out of it.
Oh, come on, bro.
Why is that hard to believe? So let's say...
Because I'm a human before I was even born.
For you...
Why is your name... Let me ask you this. Why is your name in all capital letters on your ID, birth certificate?
It's not.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Paid attention?
Yes, I'm looking at my birth certificate. It's right here. It's not.
What about your ID?
It's not.
The social security card?
It's not.
Get out of town.
What does the capital letters signify?
Capitis diminutio maximum. Maximum law.
Now he's speaking Latin.
You're legally dead. Law is Latin. Your ancestors were Latin. Law is Latin. all over the world, same culture. Facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are things from history that still have a place today and have residue in our
Went
system
nowhere.
today.
The people drifted away from it slowly and contracted themselves out of easements of land. You need
So
to
the Homestead Act had nothing to do with that.
the land jurisdiction. You are legally dead by taking on titles that delude to slavery. Black,
What?
Negro, colored, African American.
You're legally dead if you call yourself black.
Yes.
Okay. What does the audience think
Black.
about being told that they're legally dead if they call themselves black?
That's not the only reason. Anything else on the list of corporate colorable brands, that means non-humans, color of law.
So this is all business speak.
It's everyday.
Legal shit.
Living out the experiences of a black and don't even know how it confines you and imprisons you inside of that room you're in with your decisions that you made, with what doors open up for you. It's totally happening behind the scenes, whether you're conscious.
Behind the scenes. Just like when God talked to people and they say, oh, God told me this. It's always happening somewhere where nobody can see it.
No, you can look it up.
Look it up. I can put a website saying anything I want online. That don't make it true.
There are certificates and government websites. When you see .gov, show me another fictitious website.
Dude, you know there are hackers in the world that can do that, right?
But here's the thing, Bo. If you can go into a courtroom and use those laws.
I want to see them. I want to see it. I don't want to hear me told about it secondhand. I want to see it.
Well,
That's what if I can see it, I'll switch and I'll stop and I'll apologize. But until then, it's all circumstantial nonsense, and I'm not going to pay attention to it.
Yeah, and that's what's going to enslave you.
I'm already enslaved because I'm black, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, you're all right. Fine, I'm enslaved.
Your
Thank you.
ancestors are mad at you, turning in their grave.
You know what? I don't give a fuck.
Why?
My direct ancestry is shit. I don't give a fuck about them.
What kind of shit are you on tonight? Are you an angry black man tonight, Bo? What's going on?
Right now, when you start invoking my family, yeah, that shit don't move me.
You looking at personality. I'm talking about the blood that flows through your veins, brother.
No, but now I'm your brother. I wasn't black a few minutes ago. We can't be brothers if you Moorish and I'm black.
We are brothers. You just not aware of who you are.
I am fully aware of who I am. I'm just not who you think I should be.
I don't think you should be anything other than yourself.
That's exactly who I am. You just told me I wasn't aware of that.
If you're not practicing your own culture, it's a whole.
Who said I wasn't?
You did.
When did I say that?
You said you're black.
That's not what. That's a color. What the fuck you talking about? It's a culture. I was born here in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. What the fuck? I wasn't born in Sicily under no Moorish empire.
That's my point.
So what I'm supposed to do? Identify with something that me saying I'm from Africa.
No,
I'm not.
That's what I'm telling you. In the 1828 American Dictionary, it says American are the copper-colored people found here by the Europeans. That's my great-great-grandparents. They wrote us out of history. You didn't come from Africa. We were already here.
I don't believe you. See, this is all. I don't want to hear that. This is
okay. Why do the Cahokia Mounds exist? Why does Poverty Point exist? Why did Empress Verdiasi take the United States government to court and prove that her ancestors were the heirs to the Louisiana Purchase and territory? Shouts out to Chief Red Hawk, wherever you at, holla at me.
Shout out, Chief.
That way. These are facts. Cahokia Mounds, right there on the Mississippi.
Does that have to do with what we talking about?
Southwest Illinois, World Heritage Site.
These are all a part of your program?
I'm talking about the archaeology.
Well, what does that have to do with what we talking about?
Because that's your people that existed in this landmass prior
this
to
is our land, bro.
What? How was it our land? Indians were here before anybody.
We're indigenous, and we are.
We're indigenous?
Hello.
We're indigenous?
The Indians were black. My grandfather was black as hell with wavy hair. Hello.
Okay, listen. I got the whole Indian hair thing. My grandmother had it. Yeah, whatever. I'm still black.
That's what
I
And
don't know nothing about my Indian culture. I don't know nothing about. I'm black as black as black.
But they
I don't
were
know about
here.
all the
That
rest
don't
of
deny
that.
the fact that it was black people here.
Huh?
That doesn't deny the fact that there were black people here before the.
Right, no, and I don't deny that either. But everybody's trying to reach over the worst of our history to be something else, whether it be Indian or Moor.
The worst of our history hasn't even been discovered.
Whether it still happens, whether it's been discovered or not, it still happens.
It did happen.
I know.
That's why we're here. But these options are available.
So, okay, Mr. Anonymous, you talk about you don't accept PayPal for any of your services because it's a public payment process. What exactly does that mean? And you're a private? I guess I'm trying to understand what that means.
Well, what's
Do you
happening
work in US dollars?
We work in transactions that are convenient for us. And what's happening a lot of the times is when you do transactions from the private side to the public, there can be different events that occur that delay processing. That can be uncomfortable because it's two different things happening. It's two different systems happening. And it can create conflicts from going to the private and the public. There's two sides to a ledger. Every time you do a draft, there's a credit side that gets accumulated in the name on the account. That's the credit side. Those numbers will blow your top, how fast they accumulate off of a security. They are trading paper as money. The moment our people realize that, you will realize you don't have to do a revolution. All you have to do is take possession of your own identity that you use every day.
How's that gonna stop the cops from killing us?
Because the cops, even if you look at the George Floyd video, what's the first thing they did? They
Killed
looked
him.
up his identity. They
So
looked
they still
up
put their neck. Oh my God! So they still killed him. Whether they saw his ID or not. Little brother that did this shot in the back.
Wait, Bo, because I want to hear this.
How does any of this stuff is
the first thing that he saw that they did.
It's
Huh?
a procedure that they follow. It's rules to engagement.
Oh my God! Yeah, kill niggas. That's the rule to the cops' engagement with
You
black
don't
people.
want to be a nigga. That's why you need to not be a nigga.
So it's respectability politics. If I were to behave a certain way, I wouldn't get killed by the
No,
cops.
I said if your status was different.
If I call a status, so it is respectability politics. If I have a certain status, they won't kill me.
Have you heard of diplomatic immunity? Have you heard of
George Floyd?
Have you heard of the Hague?
Have you heard of the Raptors president who got damn near arrested on the sidelines because a white cop thought he shouldn't be there and started pushing him?
Are we going to ask the questions or are we going to ask questions with questions?
We're talking about status. You're talking about status. Status is supposed to get you what?
What about the Vienna Convention?
What about it? The United States flouts the Vienna Convention every chance they get. You think the black sites that are around this country and in this world are part of the Geneva Convention?
I'm telling you that jihad or heathenism is being done on your own identity because you don't.
Oh my God! What you start getting? Oh my God! Okay.
That's, they're legally justifying it. They say God sanctioned it. If you don't want to be honorable according to the scriptures, then they have waged war and they have full access to all of your own equity, blood, sweat,
and that's reason number one why religion needs to be eradicated. Gods and souls and all this foolishness over human beings.
Are you religious, Mr. Anonymous? Are you religious or just spiritual?
My ancestors, if you look, when I go and look at my ancestry, we didn't have no religion. So no, I can identify with that, but that is not to negate that there is a great spirit, what they call the great spirit, which is the ability to tune in to the fire behind you and make it dance.
The who? What are we, airbending now? We firebenders? What the hell is going on?
That way. Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, I can't do this.
All right, so we have you on for a couple
of more minutes. What do you think it is? Why do you think your flesh is the complexion that it is? Your beard is the complexion that it is. It's the guy. They call it carbon.
Yes, I do understand that. That's
responsible for your eyes seeing, your brain thinking, your tongue.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
What does it have to do with it? It's about you taking possession of yourself and coming to tune with yourself.
About signing some papers.
No, it's not that simple.
But essentially what you're saying is I have to get paperwork in order to know myself.
You have to get consciousness in order to know yourself.
I got consciousness. I'm just not yours.
Well, I mean, if our people knew better, they do better.
If they knew like you mean? Because I know a lot of people that are doing better in their way.
We haven't talked about how well I'm doing.
We don't need to have to talk about that, brother. We're talking about what you're talking about, not how you exactly, specifically you're doing. We're talking about what other people are doing.
What are other people doing?
Minding their business and not telling other people that they're not alive or they're not woke because they're not doing as you are.
I'm not telling people that. I mean, this is a platform. We're talking.
Yeah.
I'm not selling.
Right.
So that's what's going on. And it shouldn't take for the people to get cases and charges thrown at them to try to find out what's going on over here either.
And ultimately,
that's why we're shying away from court cases because people think they want to come get redemption at that darkest hour and want to come into the temple. It don't work like that.
Right.
This is lifestyle.
So I think like
tax exempt.
In a couple weeks, we're going to have a woman on here who's going to talk about the female prison industrial complex. My whole thing with this is at the very least of it, there are Black men and women now who are being incarcerated in great numbers.
This is the root cause of it.
And so if we can find a way, if we can find a way to figure out how we can combat that alone is enough for me. So Mr. Anonymous, I know that's something that you do, and I applaud you on that. So I appreciate you being here because I know that is something that you do.
Yes, these are natural facts, and it shouldn't take people to get into situations to then try to run and figure it out. The best time to take care of a problem is before it happens. The more sweat you spend in preparation for battle is the less blood lost at war.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And it's on the channel. I mean, people facing football numbers. We're not even taking court cases anymore. We're focusing on rolling out status ascension for the people. Because like I'm telling you, right there, you're at domicile at Wisconsin, right? Can I say that? Is that true? Okay. Just last week, one of our clients just woke up to deposits in a bank account from the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. From my mouth to the ears of the divine creator. That's how it's working. Once you take possession of the property, it is yours. You have a right to recoupment and all of the securities that are being traded on the name. And I don't have to sell that because those
are the documents to support that claim.
With the titles, you have to create.
All right, so let's see that.
Let's see what? It's private. That's why you don't know it.
See, that's what I'm saying. Now, how can you convince people that it works?
I'm not convincing people that it works.
Then why are you talking about it?
Because that's what we're doing.
For what purpose?
To talk
about
it.
For the people that want that option, bro.
Right. So it's about information. I'm asking him, and people are going to be sitting here listening and like, well, okay, he's saying that, but where's the proof? I'm speaking for them. Where you're telling me that these things happen, I get it. Okay, they happen. Boom. Prove it.
So do you do private consultations?
Landairwater on YouTube.
I don't YouTube. Oh my God. No. Tangible paper. Tangible proof. Not YouTube. The person you're saying, let them, your clients or whatever, whether it be a public discipline, because if it's happening in the court, there's a record of it. Get the record. Say, this is what happened when they went there. The transcript.
But is that
simple proof?
Are these things confidential to each person? Because I don't know if he could share that kind of information.
No, public record. If it happens in a courtroom, it's a matter of public record. Now, there are elements of it that will be hidden.
You said public. Public record. There are private records.
Yeah, I understand that, but whatever happened in court is still a matter of public record.
Courts can't seal documents?
Didn't I just say elements of it can be sealed, but the entire procedure cannot be sealed unless
We have things like that on the channel for those who are interested on YouTube.
YouTube.
Can you shout out your YouTube channel, Mr.
We should have just played the YouTube channel.
Well, he has some witnesses.
You want me to sell? I mean, I'm not selling. That's what
You're not selling. Yo, you're not selling. I'm glad that's not what your intent was, because you would have failed.
What is your point then?
I don't have one. I just hear.
Recognized.
No, yes, that is my point. That is my job.
Okay,
I'm good at it.
You're a drainer. You're a blood.
Yes, I'm to the weak. I am. Yes, you are absolutely correct. I'm a cooler. In Vegas, they call them coolers because they cool off the hot guy at the slots.
That's your point in life?
No, that's not my point in life. That's my point in this exchange.
Okay, well,
I'm reserving it just for you, Mr. Anonymous, because the fact that you won't even show your face leaves me a little suspect.
Good. I meant to.
Okay. I know. That's your point in life.
My point is to help those who are aware of some of the facts.
But you can't even show your face.
Because you don't know the nature and the propensity of the
But
power.
what am I here? The propensity.
You don't know the power that I possess. You don't know the power.
I think this is not quite the way I would have liked it to go, to be perfectly honest, with the whole group that's watching. Because honestly, this is just really to gain some insight. Information is vast and it's all over, and it comes from different ways. And the more we can learn, the better informed we can be, the better lives we can have. I'm not here to badger you about what you do. I'm not here to be condescending to everything or talk over you. I want to learn. I want to know, because I have seen it. I want to know the more details about the other levels of work that you're doing. So again, that's what this platform is about. Yeah, Bo antagonizes because he wants to get the truth, the rawness. But Bo, you is doing a little bit much right now, Bo, just to be honest.
I apologize, Lady G.
Yeah.
For those who want to know, these facts can be easily verified. If you have access to a computer, there is no need to be ignorant about any of these stuff that's been mentioned this evening.
It's 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock.
That's not you.
Time went off.
No, but Mr. Anonymous, and again, I appreciate you coming on and sharing it. And
I do too. This was fun.
Likewise.
Is there anything, if you had to just kind of in a nutshell summarize or just say, hey, this thing, what is that nugget that you would say?
That nugget that I would say is that the great sin is to not be yourself. The scriptures say, be yourself and be blessed. Honor thy mother and thy father, and thy days will be long on the earth. Blacks are slaves. Copyright, trademark brands, no flag, no history, no nationality, no international protections. The rest of the world is wanting to come in and help. They are praying for you and yours to wake up to these facts, get in alignment with yourself, nationalize, reformulate the republic, and get access to your own equity. That's what we're doing every day that ends with Y. Landairwaterbureau. Be unstoppable.
I love it. I love it. I'm just going to share the site again with you all. We have it here, Landairwaterbureau. Check them out, Landairwaterbureau.com. Doing major things, doing tremendous things. Again, working for people. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. You have my word. I can give you that. I appreciate you, brother, for the work you do.
Hey, G, hold on. Before you sign it off, though, somebody in the comments is asking what the YouTube channel is.
Oh, what's the YouTube channel, Mr. Anonymous?
If you go on the YouTube channel and you search Landairwaterbureau, that's Bureau, B-U-R-E-A-U, you'll see about 25 videos come up.
Okay. Did I spell that wrong or something? Okay, so Landairwaterbureau on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel. Check them out. Several videos on there that you can take a look at as well. And you also offer some consultation services, I think, on some free. I don't want to put it out there if it's free or not.
That's what we were doing. Things moving so hot right now. We're having phenomenal breakthroughs, and we are getting ourselves in alignment because we are being overwhelmed with people who know what's going on from stories that are spreading across not only this country, but the world now. That's how it's working. People are cashing out, and people are beating cases, and people are being freed spiritually, mentally, and financially.
I
In
love
the here
it.
and now. There's no
That's
need
beautiful.
to do anything else.
Absolutely.
Natural facts.
Beautiful. Well, thank you again for joining us. Bo, I don't know what's wrong with Bo. He done turned into a 3-year-old in the corner. I don't know.
Yeah, listen, my
He
wife.
on fine mount right now. But I appreciate you, brother, for joining us. Everybody check out Landairwaterbureau.com. Support the brother, support yourselves. If you want a new life, a new change, there's different shit you can do to free yourself.
And you black. Don't
live.
forget that.
It's real, it's live, y'all, so check it out. Last little point, check us out, gspotme.com. We're also at gspotme now on Facebook and gspotme on Instagram and YouTube. We also have the G-Spot store on Etsy. Check us out. We got tarot, oracle, merchandise, blogs, videos, and so much more to come. We embrace life. We are learning lessons. We love love, and sexuality is also beautiful as well.
And we gotta do a sexuality show, man. It's the G-Spot. I ain't touched on the sexual yet.
We own that, Bo.
Yeah, we gotta get on that. We're freaking nasty.
We got it. Maybe next week with the ladies. Mr. Anonymous, thank you.
Yeah, that's right. We're supposed to be doing the ladies next week. Yeah.
Landairwaterbureau.com. Y'all check them out. Free yourselves. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Be black next week.